gentlemen, to our President, Mr. Chescolly, who's got a few words to say on this, our 70th anniversary. Thank you, Kelly.
This very special event as we celebrate our 70 years of Inglewood United Football Club. We'd like to welcome special guests, Minister Patrick Gorman MP, City of Stirling Mayor Mark Irwin, Deputy Mayor Bianca Sandry, Mr. George Cash, the former MP, and Football West CEO James Curtis, honourable guests and sponsors. Today we celebrate a special milestone and those who have all contributed to the success of Inglewood United. Inglewood United Football Club started as Kiev Soccer Club in 1951 by two migrants from the Ukraine. Since then, we've had many players, coaches, committees involved over the past 70 years, with Inglewood giving local children the chance to enjoy playing football while also offering a pathway to the NPL and beyond. One of the most significant people in the club's history, and a name many of you will be familiar with, is Mr. Ziggy Kramer. Ziggy devoted 60 years of service to this club as a player, coach, committee member, treasurer. He did it all. He was also the longest serving president to date. Ziggy was the driving force in building the grandstand that we use today, and proudly carries his name and in honour of his great contribution. Without the energy and commitment of people like Ziggy and all our players and coaches, Inglewood wouldn't be able to enjoy the success it has. In our recent history, we've had great wins of the league side in 1996 and night series win in 2005. I welcome several past players from these sides here today. Thank you for coming. In recent history, we won the night series this year, 2021, and it is fitting with our milestone year. Community clubs don't just happen without commitment and passion to make them succeed. I'm incredibly proud to be part of the Inglewood family and history to celebrate this important milestone with you all today. I would like to think that in another 70 years, my young grandson Xavier, as an elderly man, will be invited back to carry on, to create memories of this club and be invited to celebrate another milestone with Inglewood. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the hospitality. And down trip down memory lane, we've got a memorabilia display in the club room. Enjoy the day. Thank you. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi everybody, welcome to Inglewood Stadium for a fixture between two of WA's most famous clubs as Inglewood United welcome Bayswater City for round 17 men's NPL WA action this afternoon. Thanks for joining me this afternoon on the Football West Facebook page or the YouTube channel, wherever you may be viewing us around Australia or the world. My name's Tommy Dolman. It's a pleasure to call you through this one today as the heavens open pretty much just before the game's about to get underway. We've had it pretty clear and had fairly blue skies up until this point, but as typically happens when the football's about to begin, the heavens start opening. As both captains exchange pennants in the middle and quickly go back to their teams. One game has already been played this weekend, of course, with Perth Glory drawing 1-1 with Armidale in the Friday night fixture. Nathan Costello's opener cancelled out by Kieran Bramwell's strike there.
Number 18,
and that opens up the race for the top four, with Bayswater really needing to win if they are to make a late surge for finals football. And Inglewood United only 4 points off the glory going into today's game, and with 2 games in hand on the fourth place side, knowing that a win will edge them ever closer to that finals berth. Referee today out in the middle is Josh Manella, and he'll be assisted by Simon Hicks and Dylan Watson on the touchline. So final protocols happening, just about a set to get underway here at Inglewood Stadium. Both teams celebrating anniversaries this year, with Inglewood turning 70 and Bayswater 60 in 2021, but perhaps the party only truly starts for one of these sides as the top 4 race heats up and becomes slightly clearer as the weeks pass by. We're on the eve of the final month of the regular season. 5 games remain after today, so can Inglewood United capitalise on glory's drop points, or will Bayswater win to keep their slender hope of reaching finals alive? It's the home side, Inglewood, wearing their yellow jersey and blue shorts, kicking from the left to the right of your stream. Bayswater City wearing their blue and black stripes with the black shorts. Kicking from the right to the left of your stream. Here's Michael Zimmerino just checking back. Bayswater able to get a foot on the ball. Here's Nick Baker, who, goodness me, that would have been a calamitous start for Bayswater had that had landed in the back of the net. A lucky escape for the visitors early on, and it comes at the cost of an Inglewood United corner. Well, blink and you nearly miss it. Not sure whether that was a bobble off the deck or whether the goalkeeper just took his eye off the ball for a split second. Inglewood will no doubt be looking to capitalise early on. It's Anthony Bafabusha wearing the captain's armband this afternoon, holds his left hand aloft and swings this one into the middle. Flicked on, it's Ajak Riak striking. Good save, Spaker, and then Barnett couldn't bundle in. Possession will still be with Inglewood. So 2 scares for the away side inside the first few minutes of this one. Rain still coming down ever so slightly lightly. Both teams pretty keen to get this one underway rather than standing out in these wintry conditions. We've had a lot of rain here in the west, which no doubt make the surface a little bit heavy. Let's hope that the worst of it has passed as this afternoon's matches unfold. One of 5 games, of course, across round 17, all been kicking off at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Elsewhere, we've got Floreat, Coburn, Perth at Gwelup, Sorrento hosting Rockingham, ECU Balcatta as well. Plenty going on in the title race, in the top 4 race, and at the bottom of the divisions as well. All those matches are on the Football West platforms. And of course, there's also some State League Division 1 action happening as well. Stirling 12 points clear down there and looking to earn promotion back to the NPL, as Tyler Garner's touch was a little heavy and off Riak and into touch. Turned over by Bayswater, but Farah was stepping back, and back they go to Spaker. Looks up and launches in the direction of Zimmerino, cut out by Del Borello, and Bafabusha will aim that one back towards Barnett. That's a good pass from the defender to pick out Ngenda Kamana here on this right-hand side, youngster, who's made mainly appearances from the bench in 2021. Played in Fremantle City's run to the Top 4 Cup final last season in State League Division 1, did Ejid and Ngenda Kamana. Work rate excellent from Bafabusha. Gordon Smith tracking back well and should be able to clear. Abrahams battling for possession, and now Cool will look up and try to pick out the run of Ngenda Kamana, but a little bit too much weight on that pass. So Inglewood coming into this game in 6th place, 4 points off a Top 4 Cup berth. As we touched on before, Glory's draw last night has opened the door for the likes of Inglewood and ECU Joondalup today to close that margin. Armidale still perhaps in the race as well, but obviously those drop points against Glory last night make their life a bit harder too. As Garner comes in board, he's got Zimmerino to his left. Zimmerino will go one-on-one with Del Borello. The pullback is returned for Garner, and now Farah has got Smith in a little bit of space here. Closed down quickly. Garner was arriving, and then Inglewood are able to sort it out at the back, and the quick release from Bafabusha will try and pick out Ngenda Kamana, and coming across there was Hefgus, who's put a toe on the ball and got it away into touch. Bayswater, in contrast, coming into this one 9 points off 4th place Glory, 8 points off bottom place Rockingham, so no real worries of being drawn into a relegation battle, you'd think. But if they are to make a late run, they're going to have to win at least all bar one of their games, you'd think, from here and have a little bit of luck in results going their way elsewhere. Abrahams. Garner. Sheeta Leavings doing his defensive duties and Barnett clearing up and away into touch. Farah battling with Coel for possession and coming out on top. Abrahams with the ball forward. Barnett is in position A to deal with this one, and he's able to shield that one back for Josiah Godfrey, who's still deputising in goal for Alex Dunn, who's been out for over a month now with injury. Injury actually picked up in the reverse fixture against Bayswater at Frank Drago Reserve. Veteran shot stopper. I'm being told possibility to return a little bit later towards the end of the season, and from Inglewood's perspective, they'll much welcome that experience if they are to make the top 4 cup places. Theodosiades. Ajak Riak. Using his strength to ensure Farrell wasn't going to get anywhere near it, but the former Perth Glory youngster had support, and now the pass is released for Zimmerino, who comes inside. It's Michael Zimmerino, and he just didn't quite catch it on his non-preferred side as he'd like. Lovely build-up play, though, from Bayswater leading up to that opportunity, though. Here's Zimmerino again. Checked by Bafabusha, and Josh Manella will just have a little chat with Inglewood's skipper. Good opportunity for Bayswater to get some bodies forward. It's going to be Lucas Cook over this set piece. Bayswater with 6 players edging into the area. The header on goal was from Hesketh, who came forward for the corner, and he was in a little bit of space there and just wasn't able to direct that one on target. Suarez there just clipped there as he tried to turn Fraser Dunlop. Inglewood United had been on a pretty good run of form prior to last week's game, with 4 wins in their last 5. And then they were blitzed by 4 first-half goals at Percydor Reserve against Sorrento. Chris Jackson getting a hat-trick in that game, and it just dropped them off the pace of the top 4 places slightly, albeit it's far from over in terms of their 2 games in hand on glory. Bayswater, meanwhile, winless in 3, but did pick up an encouraging point against league leaders Floriat last weekend, with Luke Salmon coming off the bench late on to score the equaliser after Sean McManus's early opener. Very uncharacteristic to see Bayswater City side down in 9th place. Yeah, there has been a little bit of change this season, of course. Gareth Naven in the dugout for Bayswater, the former Perth Glory club captain. Once a player at Bayswater Inter as well back in the day. He took over after Chris Coyne's 8-year tenure with the club, a very successful era where they won 4 NPL WA League titles. Bafabusha. Here's in Gender Command, a little lay-in for Bafabusha, who tries to return to the winger. Stepping in there was Sparta, and Bayswater should be able to deal with this, although Gender Commander didn't give up the ghost at the expense of a goal kick. So still early stages here at Inglewood Stadium. Inglewood United 0, Bayswater City 0. Second coming of Inglewood United's 70th anniversary celebrations after their initial party was thwarted in part down to a coronavirus lockdown in June. Good to see plenty of former players here and a good crowd in to enjoy some football in the middle of winter. Also a great little gallery in the club rooms to the left of your stream, with some memorabilia and player jerseys and team photos from yesteryear. Definitely worth a look next time you make your way down here to Inglewood Stadium. Here's Theodosiades driving at Abrahams. Last touch was off the former Perth Soccer Club midfielder. Shouldn't be forgotten either, of course, that Bayswater also celebrating an anniversary, their 60th this year. They did release their anniversary kit earlier this month, which you can see being worn this afternoon on the live stream. Plenty of references to their Bayswater Inter heritage. Pass from Suarez was a little wayward. In fact, it was Spaker. My apologies. Theodosiades comes away with it. He's got Kuels to his left. The pass is looking to release either Reak or Pekov. Dunlop. Garner. Bayswater just looking to try and get a footing in this game. Here's Ajak Riak. Last touch was off. Inglewood's number 7. Young striker who knows Bayswater all too well, having spent his 18s and 20s at Frank Drago Reserve. Burst onto the scene with 50 goals in 52 games across 2 under-18 seasons there. Spell with Sterling Lions in between as well. Garner through the legs of Kuel. It's cleared away there. Hesketh's ball forward is a good one if it stays in play for Garner, although Winger are just straight offside slightly. Gender Kamana trying to wriggle away from Lucas Cook. Theodosiades comes in to help his teammate. Farrer is sticking to the task, and now Zimmerino will just turn and find touch. So the game started in fairly sprightly fashion with that early chance to Ajak Riak early on, but since then it's been a little bit scratchy from both teams in terms of trying to maintain possession. Sparta with a good pass wide for Abrahams. Go back and get possession. Now Hesketh. Play back for Spaker. Of course, had that scare inside the first minute or so. Cushion header from Smith was a good one. Farrer not quite able to take it in his stride. Pass forward from Del Borello was cut out by Bayswater, and now the switch of the players on for Zimmerino. Smith still has Zimmerino to his left. Comes inside for Dunlop. And then Inglewood were able to break down that move. Riak dispossessed by Smith. Little clip, perhaps. No, not according to Josh Manella. And Riak will stride away with possession. He's got Gender Kamana down this right-hand side, who's been lively early on. Ball is swung in. Spaker will dive on it. Defuse the situation. The quick release is looking for Garner. His cue from Abrahams was well scrambled away by Allen. Inglewood with the opportunity to mount an attack again. Bafabusha. Petkov, time to turn here. He's got Gender Kamana, who's continuing his run. Pull back on the right foot. Petkov arriving, sliding in Hesketh. And now Bafabusha is out-muscled by Smith. Legally, according to Josh Manella. Zimmerino. Release. Was trying to pick out the run of Dunlop, but Suarez was in best position. Petkov spinning away. Pass inside is for Theodosiades, who's onside here. The dink over the top, off the crossbar. Riak follows up, strikes, and scores! Inglewood ahead here. Goal scored by Ajak Riak. His 7th goal of the campaign, and the home side boost there. The top 4 hopes here at Inglewood Stadium. Inglewood 1, Bayswater City 0.
Scored for Inglewood United by number 7, AJ Riak, who scored Inglewood United 1, Bayswater 0.
So 7 goals in the league for Ajak Riak this season. 5 of them have been here at Inglewood Stadium. Certainly likes playing here at home. It's given the home team the tonic they need, although an error at the back there from Barnett nearly allowed Dunlop to step in and almost equalise immediately. Godfrey was alert there to ensure he wasn't going to be rounded. And obviously with that goal now, Inglewood close to within a point of the Glory, who started the day fourth. Obviously their situation in terms of the league standings will also depend on the result between ECU Joondalup and Balcatta. That's whether they rise out of their sixth position that they started the day in. What can Bayswater do here? Path from Hesketh into the feet of Smith. There's a Marino, Lucas Cook, battling with Rob Petkov. Hesketh will retreat back to Spaker. Sparta will release wide for Abrahams, who will play a lovely ball into the channel for Dunlop, who's onside. It was a good save from Godfrey, who was off his line quickly and there to close the angle down. Lovely pass there from Jordan Abrahams from full back. Split Inglewood's defence. And very nearly a fast response from the visiting side. Good goalkeeping there from Godfrey to ensure Inglewood clear the danger for now. Corner swung in by Zimmerino's left foot. Godfrey stands tall once again to claim. In fact, it was Cook who whipped in that set piece. My apologies. Suarez's ball forward, headed away by Hesketh. Bafabusha will tidy that one up. Now the release is another good one from Gender Kamana, who looks to link up with Theodosiades. The 1-2 is played, and Gender Kamana will slip that across. Petkov will head in, and Inglewood double their lead in quick time. It's home comforts once again for Robert Petkov, who scores once again at Inglewood Stadium for a fourth home game in a row, and Inglewood are 2 to the good here.
Second goal of the game, scored by number 9, Rob Petkov. The score now is Inglewood United 2, Bayswater 0.
So Inglewood 2, Bayswater City 0. Robert Petkov's 8th goal of the season, and his 6th in his last 6 games. And he too, a little bit like Riak, loves playing here at Inglewood Stadium. Goals in his last 4 games against against Armidale, Perth, Floreat, and now Bayswater. Let's put the home side in a real position of power here. Delbrello's ball forward, a little overcooked for Ngenda Kamana, who played an important role in that second goal. Lovely little chipped cross into the area, which was nodded in by an approaching Petkov. Clearance forward by Spaker. Neither Riak, nor Abrahams, nor Garner able to rescue that from going out for a throw. Riak will look to use his speed. He emerges with the ball. Hesketh should clear away. Does well to get it to Sparser, and now Smith will look to launch. The away side onto the counter-attack. Little link-up play with Garner. It's cleared away by Barnett. Gordon Smith with 6 goals this season, the club's leading scorer. Experienced Scotsman, one of the most consistent performers of this team this season. Playing in a slightly deeper role this afternoon by the looks of things, trying to link the play up a little bit earlier in the move. Zimmerino can't quite keep that one in play. Inglewood's home record pretty good this season, 4 wins out of their 7 fixtures. We said before, 3 wins in our last 4 games here, and also 15 goals in those last 6 games. Farah. Sparta, and now Abrahams. Back to Sparta. Smith poked away by Bafabusha. Now Bafabusha will look to launch Inglewood onto the counter-attack. He's only got Petkov and Gender Kamana now arriving in support, so he has to hold the play up and go it alone, and ends up drawing the foul from Sparta, who stuck with him all the way. Bafabusha's ball in. Petkov tried to help it on, cleared away. And into touch by Hesketh, I think it was, in the mix there. Rain has subsided for the time being, although patches are forecasted throughout the afternoon. Theodosiades. Half pass, half shot at goal there, and it nearly picked out the run of Gender Kamana, who looked to arrow it in towards that penalty spot. So Inglewood United 2, Bayswater City 0. Goals from Ajak Riak and Rob Petkov. If you're late to the coverage this afternoon, Tommy Dolman with you on the call on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook page. Clip through from Theodosiades looking for Petkov. Spaker was a long way off his line there. Almost playing as a sweeper keeper there, and if the ball had just bounced Petkov's way, he may have been in a little bit of trouble for a minute. Marino sliding in, winning the ball. Dunlop tries to help on Smith's pass. It's cleared away into touch. Here is young Lucas Cook, youngster formerly of Coburn and Rockingham. Earning a start this afternoon, predominantly playing under 20 level. Petkoff strike at goal will try and catch Spaker out, and well, when you're in good form like Rob Petkov is, it's no wonder he's fancying his chances. Now is Dunlop on side here. Here he is, he strikes at goal. And Godfrey got a hand to it, and I think most of the players on the pitch were expecting the offside flag to go up, but it didn't. And in the end, it was a great save from the goalkeeper. A little hush around the stadium there, almost unexpected. So, light drizzling rain starting to come down again. It's Cook over the corner. Can Bayswater mount a response? It's aimed in deep. It's punched away by Godfrey. We'll have a secondary set piece from the other side. This time it'll be Sparta to put in the ball. Godfrey once again comes to punch and gets good contact on the ball. Kuel's releasing pass now, and Gender Kamana's up front on his own. Little tug of the arm there on Abrahams. And it was spotted by the referee. I was just about to say before Dunlop's chance that Rob Petkov obviously scored that spectacular goal against Floriat a couple of weeks ago at this ground. Similarly from long distance where he lobbed the goalkeeper. Inglewood really in the groove and asserting their authority at home. The joint best attack in the division, 35 goals in 15 games, and they're on the board again. And here comes that shower that was forecasted. Kuel's pass. Bush's clip forward. Del Borello got a head on it. Last touch off Cook. Ball in from Petkov, looking for Riak. It may yet break for Ngenda Kamana, who goes over. No penalty, according to the referee. Hesketh back for Allen, who will try and pick out Zimmerino with the ball. Del Borello wins in the air. Smith then wins in the air. Conditions at ground level a little bit tricky for the players, understandably. Abrahams, former Perth Glory youngster. Played senior NPL minutes with glory in 2018 and 19. Now Dunlop, who's looked lively for Bayswater this afternoon. A couple of good chances. And really good movement across that Inglewood back line. I did say that Inglewood are the league's leading scorers, or joint leading scorers with Floreat. They've yet to keep a clean sheet this season though. So hope still does remain for Bayswater, particularly if they can score the next one. Inglewood conceding 2 in their last 2 home games with Floreat Athena and Perth Soccer Club. Sparta. Now Jack Allen. Sparta, chance to drive through Inglewood's midfield. It's Dunlop with the releasing pass to Cook, who's forward from fullback. Cross into the area, headed away by Bafobisha. Sparta tries to win possession. Petkoff a little bit too strong though. And then tracking back was Cook, I think it was there, with some real good work rate. Smith's pass is a beauty to release. Garner cross into the area, deflected, and behind for another Bayswater corner. They've had a few so far in this game. Number 4 by my reckoning. And all of which have been punched away by Josiah Godfrey so far. Let's see if Cook's delivery can be on point this time. Bayswater with 5 in the penalty box attacking this one. Garner comes short. It's Cook's ball in. It's aimed in at Smith, and Godfrey once again comes and claims. Well, that's what you need your goalkeeper to come and do, to come and claim or punch away with real authority, and he's done that so far this afternoon. Baffabush has pulled up for the foul on Farrer, and Bayswater's number 26 is quick to get on with it. Suarez stepping in front of Dunlop. He's being held up well by striker at the moment. Eventually manages to find Baffabush. Specker is way off his line in the clearance. Cannoned off the head of Hesketh, who's a tough nut. Bayswater's defence. Well, that one looked like it hurt, but Hesketh very quick to get on with things. Real worry at the back is the former Perth Glory and Stirling player. Also had a spell in the New South Wales NPL with Bonnyrigg before returning to WA in 2019. Petkov. Theodosiades and Cook sliding in. Ball will break the way of Engender Kamana, who can run it. Hesketh here. It was good tracking back from Farrer, though. Clearance a little disappointing. Del Borello can load up. He's going to aim it in at Riak. Spaker was out of his goal and punching well. Good enough fist from the goalkeeper. Abraham's not quite able to keep it in play, and Riak will perhaps just require A little bit of attention. Coming off worse in that collision with the goalkeeper. Dunlop tries to spin away from Barnett and does a really good job of it. It's Fraser Dunlop trying to utilise his pace, and Suarez was across and in the right place to deal with that one. Now, Bayswater are going to make an early change here. And it looks as though it's Jack Allen coming off. Doesn't look to be injured, looks to be walking off no problem, so I can only guess that this is a tactical change from Gareth Naven. So Allen's been playing in the centre of defence. Jason Murko can play on either flank. Looks as though Zaid Farah's gone back into the centre of defence, and Jason Murko will play on that right-hand side. We'll suss that out for you properly in a minute. Meanwhile, Smith's cross in is deflected. Fumbled by Godfrey. He should be able to pick up at the second attempt, and does. Barnett being closed down by two Bayswater attackers. Petkov got his head on it. Might get it back from Bafabusha. Does, and then lays off to Del Borello. Bafabusha, little flick, tried to release Theodosiades, who made that deep run from midfield. Theodosiades. Space to drive into down this right-hand side. Clip into the area, headed away by Hesketh. Either Bafabusha or Sheeta Livings will get there first. It's the latter, who then links up with a former. And now Kuel. Theodosiades and Gender Kamana. Theodosiades again. Petkov tried the return. Would have been a lovely goal had that eventuated. And Bayswater, just after that little flourish of just seeing the home team get a foot on the ball in recent minutes. Just to follow up on that tactical switch, it looks as though Jason Murko slotting it right back. Zaid Farah will slip into the centre of defence where Jack Allen was, and Jordan Abrahams will play in the centre of midfield, so doesn't seem to be a system change. Just a switching of personnel as Gareth Naven looks to try and mix things up. Smith beats. Barnett to the ball. Dunlop's got Zimmerino here on this left-hand side. Cuts inside. Zimmerino. Godfrey saves. Cleared up in the air by Suarez, and Inglewood have got bodies around the ball and should be able to clear. Well, Bayswater might be trailing by 2-0, but they've not been without their chances in this first half. If not for the intervention of Josiah Godfrey on a few occasions, they might have pulled one back by now. Here is the substitute Murko. Player who scored 2 goals against Inglewood last season at this ground. In the last round of the 2020 season, neither team making the finals. Murko with a last-minute winner. Lovely pass from Sparta, back heel from Dunlop. Smith was well read by Barnett and then cleared away by Godfrey. So seconds ticking down, leading into half-time. Can Bayswater perhaps create one last chance? Ball into the area, headed away by Del Borello. Mirko's header forward will drift out for a goal kick. And that could well be the last attacking moment of the half as Josh Manella has a quick look at his watch. Godfrey's clearance, that is the last action of the first half. Inglewood United leading here at Inglewood Stadium by 2-0. Goals scored by Ajak Riak, who slammed in after Andreas Theodosiadis' chip had hit the crossbar, and then Robert Petkov scored for a 4th straight home game when he stooped to head in. Egan and Gender Kamaners cut back from the right. Bayswater not without their chances though. Fraser Dunlop in particular denied by 2 good saves from Josiah Godfrey, who had a good first half to keep Inglewood's clean sheet intact. But as it stands, Inglewood closed the margin on 4th place Perth Glory, and they're looking pretty good to do that with a 2-goal lead at the break. Inglewood 2, Bayswater City 0 here at half-time.
Gareth.
Welcome back to Inglewood Stadium for the second half of this round 17 men's NPL WA fixture between Inglewood United and Bayswater City. Inglewood United 2-0 leaders, thanks to goals from Robert Petkov and Ajak Riak in the first half. One change at half-time for Inglewood, Scott Blackmore coming on in place of Mike Barnett, the centre of defence. No changes at half-time for Bayswater, but there was a change in the first half with Jason Mirko coming on for Jack Allen. As Josh Manella hands the ball over to Gordon Smith, and we're set to get underway here. So Inglewood 2 goals to the good and looking good to close the gap on 4th place by the end of today's games, but Bayswater may have something to say about that, needing a win if they are to keep their ever so slight hopes of finals football alive themselves. They did have their chances in that first half though. Fraser Dunlop in particular were the best of them, as Inglewood looked to start fast in the second half. The releasing ball from Petkov, and Gender Commander's rapid and he'll race onto it. It was good defending by Cook though, who got his body in the way, and then Spaker will just help that one upfield. Third goalkeeper of the season for Bayswater is Nick Spaker. Earlier in the season, Ricardo Mazzolini and Liam Driscoll had a spell in the net. Driscoll did get injured. He has been coming back through the 20s, so we may well see him in the coming weeks. There's Blackmore with his first touch of the afternoon. Long-serving player here at Inglewood, Scott Blackmore. In fact, the longest-serving player. He was at the club back in 2005 before leaving for ECU Joondalup, and he returns now. Over 100 NPL WA appearances. Mirko's throw, it's Dunlop who will help back to a long-serving Bayswater player. Been with Bayswater since 2016, Jason Mirko. Having joined from Sorrento, seems like an eternity ago that he was wearing the sky blue, as Smith pickpockets Kuel, looks to link up with Dunlop. Theodosiades will step in and should be able to carry away. He does. He's got Gender Commander running ahead of him. Good battle between those two youngsters over on the far side this afternoon. It's Gender Commander who looks to backheel for Theodosiades and didn't quite make the contact he'd like. Now Michael Zimmerino cutting inside Bafabusha, and then the release will pick out Garner. Bayswater looking to start the second half with some zest. Good link-up play between Mirko and Garner. Little slip pass into the feet of Dunlop, who just lost the handle slightly. Good play from Abrahams to maintain the ball for Bayswater. Now Sparta will be forced to retreat back to Hesketh. We'll bring you some scores from around the grounds and what that means in terms of the shake-up on the table very shortly at the next break in play. I will forewarn you, though, in case you want to catch up on any of those games a little later on, so it's not spoiled for you. Petkov, great centre-forward play there to bring the ball under control and lay out to a teammate. It's Theodosiades, look to return for Petkov, who strikes at goal, blocked by Hesketh. It'll break back for Kuel. Little pass off the outside of the foot, couldn't quite pick out Riak. Now Garner will look to speed away from Kuel. Releasing pass was cut out by Blackmore. Bafabusha with the heel. Kuel. Sheeta Living's ball just bobbled in front of him. Kuel tried to help on. Tiak Kuel actually scored his first NPL WA goal against Bayswater in the reverse fixture at Frank Drago Reserve. 6-3 win for Inglewood United that afternoon. Game scheduled for round 4, which was played in mid-June on an available weekend after coronavirus had locked us down over that round 4 weekend. Del Borello's flick. How to play it goes. So if you don't want to know scores from elsewhere around the grounds, just mute your devices for the moment. No change as of half-time at the top, with Coburn and Floriat drawing 0-0, Guelph and Perth drawing 1-1. Sorrento, the big movers at this stage, leading 2-1 against Rockingham, closing the gap on those top two. And the other game sees ECU Joondalup beating Balcatta 2-0 as well. Andres Oliveira just barking some orders from the touchline to his team. 6-time league champion and state team rep as a player. 3rd season as head coach, having guided Inglewood to the top 4 cup final and a 2nd place finish in 2019. Last season a little tougher for Inglewood due to COVID lockdowns mainly. Blooded a lot of young players, and certainly they've benefited that in some way, shape or form this season. Here's Farah, a former Perth Glory youngster. Joined Bayswater at the start of last season. He's in action again, looking to acrobatically hook clear. Only as far as Petkov. Sparta steps in. Ball will break back to Petkov again, who tries his luck from distance, and it's straight down the throat of Spaker. And then the throw was slightly left behind by Cook. It's Ngenda Kamana who strikes at goal, and that's an easy save once again for Spaker. Shot was on target, I think, but goalkeeper was able to launch himself to his left. Garner. There's Dunlop. Now Sparta. Bayswater trying to build a head of steam here and pull a goal back to get themselves back into the game. Good foot away from Del Borello. Now Theodosiades. He's got Ngenda Kamana running ahead of him, opts to check back and return to Del Borello. New signing at Inglewood this season, who was previously with Balcatta. That's a lovely pass from Sparta to release Garner. Now Garner's one-on-one with the Sheet of Livings. The pullback. Smith is in a bit of space here. It's Gordon Smith, and the first touch was just a little heavy, and that allowed Del Borello to close down the Scot. And now Inglewood will come the other way, and Theodosiades was fouled according to the referee. Josh Manella yet to go to the referee's notebook and issue a yellow ticket this afternoon, and looks as though he's going to keep his cards in his pocket. As Inglewood turn to the bench for the second time this afternoon, it's going to be Steve Sokol who enters the fray. Division's leading scorer with 12 goals this season. And he'll come on in place of Andreas Theodosiades, who's putting a good shift in midfield now. Sokol usually plays up front. Looks as though he's going to just slot into that number 10 role for the time being, with a view to getting further forward, of course, possibly even a 4-4-2 formation. Sokol, Kuel, Giovanni Suarez, twisting, turning. Gordon Smith fouled, and Bayswater looked to get the ball moving again. Pass just skipped over the foot of Abrahams, and possession was turned over, but Bayswater will get it back. Risky pass from Mirko. Turnover from Farah. Pass from Riak has slipped in Petkov, who looks to return it. Still here for Petkov, and Hesketh had to get in the way of that with Riak lurking behind, and the corner is conceded. As the grey clouds start to loom over Inglewood Stadium once again. Just waiting for a football to be thrown back onto the pitch, and eventually Bafabusha will go and gather it. I think Josh Manella is just urging the home side to hurry up with this one a little bit. Rain just starting to come down again. As the players in the club, fans in the club rooms to the left, look for shelter. It's Bafabusha's ball in. Spaker will double fist away. Mirko's got a little bit of time to gather and possibly launch the counter attack. Still going, Jason Mirko. Ball will bend nicely into the path of Dunlop, but he just lost control of it slightly, and now the ball through will land at the feet of Riak, who's driving into the area, striking at goal, and Spaker is turning around the post. Ball just skipping through off the slippery surface, and Riak was able to latch on and nearly completed his double. Bafabusha's ball in, aimed in over the crossbar though. Disappointing delivery. Bayswater will be able to reboot. In fact, they go short to Farah. And now Abrahams will try and release the runner in either Garner or Dunlop. It's headed away by Blackmore. It's cleared upfield by Ashida Livings. Hesketh lost his footing, but did a good enough job trying to retain possession for the visitors. Hesketh forward. Just skipped away from Dunlop slightly. Cleared upfield by Ashida Livings. We touched on that 6-3 win for Inglewood about a month ago, but prior to that win, Bayswater had won the previous 4 games. Inglewood's last win against Bayswater here, in fact, was back in round 17, 2018. by 1-0. Bafabusha driving forward, dink through, looking for Sokol, and Josh Manella pulls back for the foul. Conceded by Abrahams. Bafabusha still down on the deck here. Always a player that provides immense energy, grit and determination for the home team. Just going to take his time to get back on his feet, and now the trainer is being waved on. So hopefully nothing too serious here for the midfielder. Once play does resume, Inglewood are going to have a free kick in an appealing position. Bush just being helped to his feet now. Doesn't look as though a change is being prepared at the moment. Inglewood have already turned to the bench twice this afternoon, remember. Looks as though the midfielder is going to be given the opportunity to try and maybe run this one off. Andres Oliveira beneath us, just checking to see whether Bafobusha is going to be okay to continue. He's off the pitch now. Meanwhile, Ajak Riak has stood over this dead ball. Bayswater have got 6 in the wall. It's Ajak Riak's free kick. It's into the wall. It'll break back for Kuel. Sheeta Living slides the pass out for Sokol, who wasn't able to get back on side. Inglewood still with 10 players out there, by the way. Bafabusha is still off the field. It's as though Sokol is just going to drop back into midfield for the moment, as is Njenda Kamana. Hesketh out to Cook meanwhile. Smith. Sparta, little pass forward, aimed in at Zimmerino. Stepping in was Suarez. Zimmerino fighting hard to win the ball back and conceding the foul. Bafabusha just about to come back onto the field, so we're restored at 11 apiece. Free kick aimed in at Petkov, who's going to wrestle his way away from 2 Bayswater defenders. He'll turn and lay back for Del Borello. Njenda Kamana was coming back from an offside position and knew it as well. Bayswater able to get things moving quickly. Risky pass across the back. Ajak Riak is stepping in and striking and scoring. Inglewood leading by 3-0 here at Inglewood Stadium, and the 70th anniversary celebrations can truly get underway now. 3 goals, looks like becoming 3 points for the hosts.
And there's the third goal of this afternoon's game, scored for Inglewood United by number 7, AJ Riak. The score, Inglewood United 3, Bayswater 2, nil. I'll repeat that. Inglewood 3, Bayswater nil.
So, goal number 8 of the season for Ajak Riak, draws level with teammate Rob Petkov. At the top of the goal scoring charts for Inglewood United, and the division's leading scorers are at it again. Zimmerino. Pulled back for Sparta, cross into the area from Cook. Godfrey is coming to punch. It'll break for Mirko to drive. Nice contact from Jason Mirko, just wasn't able to get it on target. It was a tough chance. Bafabusha hits the ground again, perhaps still feeling the ill effects of that earlier challenge, and this time I think he is going to make way. So Bafabusha will come straight down the race. And he's going to be replaced by Roberto Suarez, I think. Although it looks as though Inglewood are about to prepare a double change here. Rob Petkov will also make way. So entering the field is Roberto Suarez and Brody Langan. Langan, a former Perth Glory youngster, slotting at left back. Vashita Livings moving into the centre of defence, and Scott Blackmore moving into midfield. And it looks as though Roberto Suarez is going to slot into that centre forward role, vacated by Petkov. Suarez, who came off the bench last week to score the consolation in Inglewood's 4-1 defeat at Sorrento. That's his second goal of the season. Both games against Sorrento are games in which he scored in. Garner. Ball over the top is too far for Zimmerino, who didn't give up the chase. Luke Salmon just warming up beneath us for Bayswater City. Delbrello's ball forward, aimed in at Riak. It'll break for Suarez, who looks to wriggle away from Sparta and can't do so. Gordon Smith will emerge with the ball. Zimmerino will help Forwards the Scotsman once again, who skips past his marker, and then coming across is Giovanni Suarez there, I think. Abrahams. Mirko, ball just held up in the pitch there, and Mirko needed all of his experience there to ensure Riak didn't get a sniff. Hesketh, a little casual in possession. Sokol steps in, strikes, and arrows in a fourth. And Inglewood are flying now, the division's leading scorers. A prolific once again here at Inglewood Stadium. They've scored 4 in back-to-back home games, and they're closing the gap on 4th place tonight. Inglewood 4, Bayswater 0.
For Inglewood United by number 14, Steve Sokol. The score, Inglewood United 4, Bayswater City 0.
Inglewood 4, Bayswater 0. The 5th time that Inglewood United have scored 4 goals this season, having previously scored 4 against Armidale, Rockingham, Gwelup and Floreat this season. "39 goals in 16 fixtures this season in total. And they're not done just yet. Suarez's ball forward is looking for the run of Engender Kamana. Good defending there from Cook. Snuff out the danger. Well, there's certainly goals whenever Inglewood are playing. 6 here against Florida a fortnight ago. 5 at Percy Doyle last week. And another 4 today. Mirko inboard to Sparta. Mirko keeps that one in play. Dunlop tries to head into the path of Garner. Good tackle from Sparta. Abrahams bursting through. Zimmerino tries to return the ball to the midfielder, who just lost his footing there, it appeared. Home team looking to launch forward again. Sokol's in plenty of room here. He tried to skip past Farah. He was then thwarted by Cook, who launched upfield. Now Blackmore will start over again. Smith. Ball through. Zimmerino's on side here. At it, Michael Zimmerino strike. And Godfrey got across to save again. Good fight from Smith. Managed to get the ball to Mirko, and Josh Manello now will pay the foul. The challenge was from Ashita Livings, and that's the first yellow card of the afternoon. Mirko back on his feet, feeling the ill effects of that late leg from Ashita Livings. Luke Salmon getting ready to come on shortly. Possibly after this set piece. It's Sparta and Cook over the ball. Bayswater, plenty of bodies committed. It's whipped into the area. Smith's at the back post. And once again, the ball just skipped away from him. Smith looks to make a yard. The strike at goal, and it's over the bar. And a disappointing effort. Forward from Sokol. Heskett's headed her away. Abraham's just a little heavy. That should run through to Spaker, no problem. Del Borello. Gender Kamana. Sparta's layoff. Going to ground was Abraham's. Looked like a foul. Was a foul. Here comes Luke Salmon. Now it's going to be Gordon Smith who makes way. Salmon, who of course came off the bench and scored late equaliser away at Floriat last weekend to earn Bayswater a point there at E&D Leiter Stadium. His first appearance since April 10. Last week off the bench, making that scoring return. Will he get a chance here in the remaining time of this game? Suarez's flick on was nearly gathered by Gender Kamana there. Suarez will get the ball. Riak will strike and curl at goal, and Spaker is able to watch wide. Gender Kamana, little flick looking for Sokol. Cook's ball forward, should be cut out by Del Borello. Salmon. Tenacious play, trying to fight for the ball. Loses out to a weight of numbers, and now Farrell will get things started again. It's going to be a fourth game without a win for Bayswater. 2 losses and a draw. 1 win in 6 in total. Certainly not where they'd like to be, but as we said earlier, a lot of young players in this side. A new look team. Sheeta Livings intercepts. Player who debuted back in 2016, Alex Ashida Livings. More or less played every game for the club in that time, and a real regular in Andres Oliveira's past 3 seasons. Spaker had a tricky bobbling ball to deal with. Langan. Could see what Sokol was trying to do there. Last touch was off Garner there, I fancy, and it was. Langan, one of those players who was blooded late in the season in 2020 by Inglewood. Sliding in was Farrow. Ball might break for Sokol. Hesketh cuts across and slides behind for a corner. Garner's ball over the top. Salmon fairly quick, but he won't be able to catch that. Now Godfrey's out of his goal, but works out okay for Inglewood though for the moment. And Gender Commander was coming back from an offside position there. Hesketh marauding forward. Little 1-2 with Dunlop. Still going, Steve Hesketh. Good defending there from Gio Suarez to step in. Bayswater still with the ball though. Garner was fouled. Bayswater free kick. Sparse's ball in. Headed up in the air by Langan. Nodded down by Dunlop. Cleared away by Blackmore. Headed forward by Abrahams. Helped on and then should be picked up by Godfrey. So, well and truly into the final 10 minutes here at Inglewood Stadium. It's home side leading by 4-0. 2 goals from Ajak Riak. And a goal each for Rob Petkov and Steve Sokol. Garner. Salmon cooks in a little bit of space over on this far side. Mirko. Dunlop. Mirko continued his run. Kuel was cutting across. Ball forward for Riak, who will want to launch the counter-attack. He had Kuel bolting down this left-hand side, and maybe that was the easier pass. Hesketh into the feet of Zimmerino. Garner. Riak just lost his footing there. Pass was cut out by Kuel. And now Riak's ball over the top will look for Suarez. Baker was off his line and it was good sweeping from the shot stopper in the end. So 17 clashes now in the NPL WA era. Ledger stands at Bayswater 8, Inglewood 6, and 3 draws. And this, of course, will be Inglewood's first win over Bayswater since round 17, 2018. And it will complete the double over their opponents this season after that big win at Frank Drago Reserve earlier in the campaign. Put 10 goals past Bayswater in the 2 meetings in 2021. And they're looking pretty good for their first clean sheet of the season. Also Inglewood. Sokol poked through for Riak, who's on a hat-trick, remember. Ball might yet break to him. Hesketh will clear and free kick is awarded. Just back on that much coveted clean sheet, their first of the season for Inglewood, if they can hold out here. Their last clean sheet was back in round 14 last year against Balcatta. And in fact, their last home clean sheet was back in round 22 against the Glory in 2019. So almost a year and a half without a home clean sheet in the NPL WA for Inglewood. And Bayswater will look to continue that run on further, but Sparta's shot is shanked wide of the upright. Baker's pass, Farah's under the pump here, stepping in Suarez. He should lay in for Riak, who will cut back. Sokol is on the edge and scoring a 5th for Inglewood. Steve Sokol completes a brace. Inglewood complete a 5-star showing this afternoon. Their ruthless streak is there for all to see again in season 2021. And it's Inglewood 5, Bayswater City 0.
The latest goal scorer, number 9, Rob Petkoff.
So Steve Sokol's 14th goal of the season. And without knowing the identity of the scorers elsewhere, that puts him 3 clear of Angel Andres of Armidale, who's on 11. And that just rounds off a great day for the home team.
An apology on behalf of the ground announcer, we sacked him. The goal scorer was number 14, Steve Sokol. The score, Inglewood United 5, Bayswater City 0.
Now Josiah Godfrey is down in the penalty here. I must admit I missed that. Luke Salmon's just going to get a talking to from Josh Manella. Almost pointing at his watch and saying not a lot of time left. Let's just calm things down. Suarez links up with Sokol. Suarez into the area. Cross is deflected behind. Minutes ticking down here at Inglewood Stadium on a wonderful day for the home side. Rob Del Borello will go over to take this latest corner. Aimed in, punched away by Spaker. Suarez got his head on it. Riak will try and swivel in the area. The cross will reach Del Borello, who took the corner before. Sokol with an acrobatic attempt. It was headed away by Bayswater's defence. Del Borello looks to link up with Sokol. Blackmore to thread the pass through for Gender Kamana, who pulled off a half cross, half shot there, I think. No danger to Nick Spaker's goal. So, off the back of today's 5-0 win for Inglewood, they go into 3 games against bottom half sides. An away trip to Rockingham next week, and then a home game with Coburn, followed by an away game with Balcatta. 3 games that Andres Oliveira's side will look at on paper and think that they can get the points there to launch themselves into the top 4. And of course, they've also got that game in hand with ECU Joondalup, which is yet to be rescheduled. And that's shaping up as a cracking contest. A game that could really make or break those finals fixtures as we enter the final month of the regular season, and Gender Kamana will try his luck and Spaker can watch over. Bayswater, meanwhile, will return home next week. They'll face Coburn, who got a good draw at Dorian Gardens last week against Perth. And then they play Gwelup on the road and Armidale at home, as the games tick down on their campaign, and any hopes now of an outside chance of a finals finish are surely well and truly done if they weren't already done so. Can Fraser Dunlop perhaps pull back a consolation? He can't, as he's fouled Suarez. Godfrey's clearance upfield. Suarez's flick on. Gender Kamana and Riak both showing interest. Sliced off the outside of his boot by Spaker. The header came off Mirko. The corner was conceded, but time is up here at Inglewood Stadium. And it's a brilliant day for the hosts and a wonderful way for them to cap off their 70th anniversary celebrations. The second coming after their first time round was washed out and wiped out by the coronavirus lockdown. They emerged with a 5-0 win here against Bayswater City, which boosts their top 4 hopes in season 2021. A 5-star showing from the home side, who are in the goals once again and are the division's leading goal scorers in season 2021. It was goals scored by all their big hitters this afternoon. 2 for Ajak Riak, 2 for the division's leading goal scorer, Steve Sokol, who has 14 for the campaign, and 1 for Rob Petkov, who scored for a 4th straight home game as well. A magnificent day for the hosts, who will no doubt continue their anniversary celebrations long into the night and get the party started after this great result. For Bayswater, though, a disappointing day, and any outside hopes or finals finish surely, well and truly gone now. Full time here at Inglewood Stadium. Inglewood United 5, Bayswater City 0.
And just to wrap up, the final score in the main game this afternoon. Inglewood United 5, Bayswater City 0. On behalf of Inglewood United, I'd like to thank all supporters for coming down today and giving their support on this our 70th birthday anniversary game. A special thank you to all our special guests and VIPs that attended, to all past players who are still up in the club rooms hopefully enjoying themselves. We'll see you soon. Thank you one and all once again, and we'll see you soon down at Inglewood Stadium.
Oh, very much so, and appropriate.